I believe it is that time of year again. The time of year where oil shows just get bigger and bigger and better.
Permian Basin Oil Show does not pay for Twitter or X Premium, so we can't go live.
Okay, LinkedIn is.
I thought I signed that check.
Are we live? Matt, is it finally going? Is it that time of year again, Matt? I believe it's that time of year again.
Mistakes will be made.
Mistakes will be made. There'll be questions. There'll be, we won't have the answers, but we're going to have some fun doing it. The Permian Basin International Oil Show 2025, Pbios 2025 from ECTOR County Coliseum, Heart of Oil Country, Odessa, Texas. If we don't wake up in the morning and go to work, the rest of America doesn't get to drive anywhere. I think it's pretty much as simple as that, right? The oil show is here every 2 years. I am blessed to be here for my third oil show, doing some interviews with great people, having a blast, meeting everybody. It is the day before the oil show. We're getting set up, and I have two gentlemen here who have been leading the charge here, one for very recently and one for a long time coming. I'll let them do their own interviews. Yeah, I will let them do their own interview. I'm sure they've been dying to talk to each other. Gentlemen, before I screw it all up, take it away. Tell everybody who you are. Go ahead.
I'm Larry Richards. I'm the past president. So I was president of the last oil show. I've been on the board for about literally 25 years. And on the exec board about half of that amount of time. And I'm just incredibly excited about the show that Mr. Graves has put together this year.
Sir, tell everybody who you are.
Right.
You're the new president, right?
I'm the new president. I'm Martin Graves, this year 2025 president. I've been on the board since about 1988. And been on the exec board too for quite some time. So
really, this is not so that answers my first question for both of you. It's not your first oil show, is it?
Not our first show.
And as I've just heard the numbers, this is a sold out oil show, is it not?
Sold out this year. Larry's was sold out also. So we've had some blessed years in the past. So it's been very
I think
nice.
you guys are being modest. This is the largest inland oil and gas show in the world, is it not?
It is. It is the largest one, and we're proud of that.
20,000 people plus usually attend this. How many do you have booths? What's approximately the amount of booths and exhibits that are
702,
here?
so over 700.
You have the exact number. Okay, well, I guess that's why he's the president, everybody.
Right.
But there's a few new things this year, isn't there?
New things. We wanted to kind of reach out to our exhibitors and let them know that we wanted to get some, I don't know, up quality attendees. So we got 3 really good, nice associations that are going to be here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We're going to have the Permian Basin Association of Directional Drillers on Tuesday, the Permian Basin Petroleum Association on Wednesday, which Mr. Ben Shepard is our honoree, and he's been the president of that association since 2006. And then we're going to have the Society of Petroleum Engineers, the local, I think it's the local chapter. They're going to be here on Thursday. So as these organizations have their meetings or whatever function that they choose to do, after that they're going to let their members leave and go to the show and get to meet some of the exhibitors. So it's going to be great.
702. Maybe they might even stop by here, the podcast booth here, for a few interviews, a few words, get it out to the folks who can't make it down here. Once again, we're at the ECTOR County Coliseum, Odessa, Texas, West Texas, largest inland oil and gas show. What do you want people to know about some of the history of the show? You know, being a past president, what are you most proud of that this show has brought to the area?
Well, I think by far, most people don't realize that aren't from the Permian Basin, that the epicenter of innovation for our entire industry is happening within 100 miles of this building, and has been for the last 10 years. You know, all of my early career, all the innovations, all the real technological advancements that were the tip of the spear in the industry were all either deep offshore or they were international. And that's where I spent a lot of my young career. The last 10 years, they're all happening here.
Right.
And everyone in the world is watching what we're doing here in the Permian in terms of completely new ways of completing and producing wells that are in formations that my dad would have said, were mostly played out in the 1960s. It's just phenomenal, the amount of technology-driven innovation that we've seen here. And so you've got people from every other basin that are coming to try to hopefully learn the lessons we learned over the last 5 or 6 years without having to do it by trial and error. Like, some of the initial things when we started bringing in these wells, over 1,000 barrel a day wells from these tight shale formations, and they're just blowing pressure and production up. And it took a while as an industry for us to learn how to deal with that. But we've really got it tricked out here now in the Permian. And so you got people from all over the world coming to look at the technology we offer here. And then, on the emission reduction, all the different elements. So I'm incredibly proud of what this show has been able to do to bring those technologies to the forefront. And as a result, we've got manufacturers here that export 20, 30 countries, as well as every oil producing region in the United States, because of a lot of the technology we're able to be able to put on display, let customers actually come touch it and feel it. I think it makes a big difference.
Oh, very true. My day job is vice president of Maze Environmental. We have emissions elimination technology, and we found lots of partners here willing to try out and they're starting to use our little technology. You walk in there thinking nobody wants to try anything new. They just want to keep their job, and hopefully they don't get fired over the next 10 years and stuff. That's not the case. They are very open to new technologies as long as you got some backing behind it. And it's very true. A lot of the innovations the industry gets is, you're right, 100 miles from this building. So when they go out in that yard behind us, we have the whole Ector County Coliseum parking lot in the back there with all the buildings. They can see something and be like, wow, I really like this. And the guy's like, yeah, you want to go see it in action? It's only like 20 miles down the road.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Right.
Or go lay your hand on the 2,500 horsepower, engine that's sitting there that runs on natural gas, from associated gas in the field, or all kinds of cool stuff. And then you mentioned the history side. We also have the old rig, which I thought was the coolest thing last year.
Yeah.
The team got it up and running, an old actual cable tool rig, and they're actually, punching hole with not just the rig, but the old compressor that was one of the original ones from the 1930s. It's just some amazing old technology as well, where you can look at the absolute latest, greatest, and you can go back in history, going back into the old timers lounge and everything else to see how our forefathers did.
I mean, the museum's beautiful. There's a lot of pictures, things that you would you just amaze. I mean, it was a tough group of men.
And women too. That just made it work too, because somehow those women kept those guys going.
Alive.
Right?
Yeah, they kept them alive. That's exactly right. And we've the old time rig is kind of like an icon to us. It's our own personal little piece of history. So we keep it up, and we've actually spent some money on it this year to keep it alive. We don't want it to go
looks
anywhere.
really good. We did an interview there last week, and it was a really nice backdrop to it. You mentioned the SPE, the PB, the Permian Basin Petroleum Association, the Drilling Association coming. What else has been tried this year to kind of entice more and more folks to keep coming out?
I know it's hard to believe in today's time, but we finally got Wi-Fi coast to coast. Is that amazing or what? But I mean, that really is, that was on the list of talking to our exhibitors, like, when are we going to get this? But we actually finally, this will be our first year. Now, some of the buildings have had Wi-Fi, but you're supposed to be able to get it now coast to coast. So I know that sounds funny, but that's kind of cool.
2025, it finally happened. Right on. Better late than never.
Well, these the people that work these booths, they travel a long way, and they still need to have contact with their office, and they still need to answer emails and do business while they're selling too. So
the oil never stops.
It never stops. It's an ongoing process. So that's one thing too. Those are probably the two biggest things, the symposium and then that. That's
And I would just add to that, we've really worked
okay.
the last several shows of making it seamless and easy for people to attend.
right.
So from parking to food trucks, to where if somebody's going to allow their employee to leave the office and come here, we want to make it as just seamless as humanly possible for them to be able to attend the show, get in quick. It has no cost if you're in the industry.
Right.
We've made registration where now it just literally takes less than 1 minute for registration. They can come on, we've got, in addition to the Chuck Wagon gang doing all their, fantastic barbecue and steaks, we've got, food trucks to where people can, get their lunch here and really make a day out of spending the time at the show.
Exactly.
And then I wanted to just brag a little bit on the symposium that Martin mentioned. One of the biggest struggles you have in a trade show like this is we always have a lot of attendees, but having the right attendees, having attendees that are decision makers as well as the field personnel. We want all the field personnel to be able to come here, come from the field. But if you're with a major oil and gas company, the market's either going up or it's going down. And so allowing your employees to come, and the employees, making the decision to come. If things are really slow, you're nervous about coming to a trade show. If things are really hot and they're going 100 miles an hour, you're nervous about leaving all the things on your to-do list and coming to an oil show. And so one of the things we've done over the years is reach out to the oil companies and ask them to be sure to let their employees know. And they've done a great job of doing that. By bringing in these symposiums, now you've got the Permian Basin Petroleum Association, which is almost every major oil company and major service company in the Permian Basin. You've got SPE, so all the young and old petroleum engineers, and a lot of other engineers from across the industry, and they're going to be coming here, spending all day at the show for both the symposium and then going to all the things, as well as the directional drillers. So I'm incredible kudos. This is something new for us. Took a whole lot of work to set it all up and carve it out of a show that, the amount of space you have that's been pretty consistent for the last, 25 years. But Martin and his team were able to do that, and we're excited about it.
And the timing couldn't be better with, a show. There's a pretty popular show out there, Landman. I hear a rumor that they might be filming a little bit around the area in the show tomorrow. Is that true?
That is true. They are.
So if you want a chance to maybe make a somehow, I don't know, cameo walking around in the crowd, tomorrow's your day to come on down. Definitely one of the, I don't know, added bonuses to the show.
Added bonus to the show.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much. Really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me, putting this all together and having us down here. Just really appreciate it. And tomorrow, doors open 10 a.m., correct?
10 a.m. to 6 on Tuesday, Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 4 on Thursday.
The next 3 days, ECTOR County Coliseum, Odessa, Texas. And until tomorrow and the rest of the show, check it out online on LinkedIn and all the other spaces we're broadcasting from.
All right. Adios.